Always happy to chat to them. I'm sure lots of them are working on important and exciting stuff too, and always. It's always good for me to see like what things people are up to and what kinds of things people in the ecosystem care about. So, ultimately it's a decentralized ecosystem, and it depends on all of you even more than it depends on me. So keep up your good work. Yeah, it's an interesting question. I mean, I guess ESG, like that acronym, is sort of not in it's not the term that I usually think in, just because I don't kind of come from that same world. But I think the impulse is to try to be more sustainable and to care more about governance. Those are very important things, and I think like those things are kind of already clearly important core values for the Ethereum community. We just reduced our electricity consumption massively with the merge, obviously, and questions of like how to have better forms of governance. So that's something that the Ethereum DAO ecosystem spends pretty much all of its time talking about. So it's definitely important to the space, and I think our space will have a lot to contribute to those questions over the years to come. I mean, especially with the merge, things are improving already, and I think, with the bear market, like I think, bear markets do have important upsides, right? Because they do like actually take some attention away from the speculative aspects, and while it does sometimes create an impression that the space is kind of on the decline, which is, I think, it is bad for the space to the extent that it causes people to lose confidence, and I think it is wrong. But at the same time, it is creating more space for people who are actually building important things to focus on building, and to kind of really be focused on like actually getting something that's important out to people. I think. What's probably happened is that for the first 10 years of the crypto space, it's basically grown kind of outwards, in the sense that every time there was a bull market, there has always been an opportunity to like 10x the number of people who have just heard of cryptocurrency. And I think what's happened in this last bubble is that we've basically saturated that, right? Like in lots of places, more than half the population has heard of crypto. There's lots of countries where more than 10% of the population owns cryptocurrency. And so you can't just kind of grow by, yelling more, which was something that you could do all the way up until a few years ago. And the ecosystem has needed to, and I think it is doing a more and more good job of kind of moving beyond that and moving to the necessary next stage, which is moving from excitement and energy to like actually transforming people's lives and benefiting people. And so we've been seeing more and more projects dedicated to making blockchain applications actually easier to use, trying to expand the blockchain non-financial sector, trying to experiment with governance and do all of these things with DAOs, and trying to see, well, in what places can DAOs actually provide a lot of value. Kind of second generation versions of NFTs that try to like really identify what is the version of this concept that is actually sustainable and isn't just like, oh, it has value for a year and then it stops having value. And look, there is definitely a there, right? Like the basic direction, I think, is that you have to create things that have value in an ecosystem independent from the speculative aspect, right? So, conference tickets, items in a video game where the video game is actually fun, even if you're not participating in the money side of it. Creating some kind of assets in a virtual world where those assets are actually useful within that context, right? I think it's no surprise that ENS is actually the most popular NFT application. Like, it's so popular, people don't even think of it as an NFT application, right? But it is, and it's popular because, well, guess what? .eth names actually have value, right? So, like, going from kind of increasing breadth to increasing depth is something that I think is the big theme of the crypto space over the next 10 years. And I think to the extent to which the crypto space succeeds, it is going to end up, improving narratives in a lot of cases more slowly than people would like. And I think there is definitely an obligation among everyone to actually, spread the most up-to-date information. But for that, so we both needs to keep building the important stuff and keep kind of getting the word out there about it. That is interesting. That's the first time I've heard of a vending machine that uses blockchains in ways other than accepting Bitcoin and ETH for payment.
It's so interesting.
Yeah, no, it's great. I think in any project, even the technical ones, the social aspects of the problem are always at least twice as important as the technical aspects, right? Even regular startups, one of the most common cause of failure is just issues inside of the team. It's important to have value alignment within a team. And then when you're building anything decentralized, then it's not just your team that you're negotiating with and having a close relationship with, it's your entire community, right? So really, thinking about those issues carefully is, I think, something that's important, and I definitely did not realize the extent to which it's important until I kind of got into the trenches and the whole Ethereum thing, started and got pretty big, but it's an important lesson. Can we have the entire ticketing system be blockchain based?